Hey Titans, let's talk about objection handling. Let's talk about that. It's a crucial part of the sales process because you will get objections all the time. If you're on a sales call, if you're doing DMs, whatever, whenever you confront somebody with actually asking them to work with you, to collaborate with you, there will be objections. Now, the good thing about objections is that there are only a few that will be there all the time. Like maybe in total, there have been studies about this, like in maximum 14 different objections is what you will get. In any forms or variations from that, but in the basics is 14. Like some of the common ones are, I don't have any money, I need to think about it, I need to talk to my partner or my wife or whatever. So those are already 3 of the most common objections that you will get, right? Think about that. So don't be overwhelmed if we're talking about objection handling, that it is so many options, so many different answers that you need to find to every specific objection. No, it always comes down to those 14, and even if you trim it down, 4 or 5, maybe 6 will be the ones that you will get most often. So if you want to make it efficient in the way to handle those objections, come up with answers for those 6 objections. But let's go a little bit back to the beginning. Objections is what you will get anyway. Right, so don't be scared about this. You might really get frustrated once you get them again and again and again, but it's part of your sales process. It's part of any sales call that you will make. So you know that this is coming. So don't stress about it. Don't get frustrated. Don't think, but I've shown you everything of my product service. You should know already if this is the perfect fit for you or not. So why are you coming up with this objection? Don't think like that, right? It's human nature that we have difficulties to make decisions, right? Our brain will always come up with some kind of protection mechanism to protect us from making bad decisions, right? And there is something that's called like decision fatigue, stress around making decisions. So it's normal that prospects on a sales call will start throwing out objections because they're not sure, because they don't want to make a decision, they can't make a decision, and actually by expressing those objections, they're asking you to help them make a decision. And also know that objections are not rejections. So don't take it personal. It's easier said than done, right? If people start saying, yeah, I have to think about it, I don't have any money, they will never say something like, I don't like this, I don't want this. They will never say that. They will always try to be polite, avoid confrontation, and say, like, I don't have any money, it's not in my budget, and so on and so on. These are objections. These are not rejections. A rejection is, I don't want to talk to you. This is shit. I don't like this. Like, go away. I don't want this. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't just, or even if people block you, that's a rejection, right? But that's easy to handle because you don't want to spend time on people that reject your idea, your offer, your product, right? So objections are not rejections. Now, it's a very thin line in terms of how we react to those two. Like if you get an objection, it can trigger the same emotional reaction as if you would get a rejection. That is why it's important to know that objections are normal. You will get them, so be prepared that you will get them so you don't get those same reactions, emotional reactions, the same as you would get from rejections. Prepare. Craft your answers around the most common objections. And if you get objections, it's probably because they are not sure, they are not confident, they think they can't really decide, they can't really see what you have to offer. It's a lack of confidence on their side. They are not confident in you. They are not confident, or they are not confident in your product or service, or they're not confident in your company. Okay? Those are the three most important things that they need to feel confidence in before they can even make a positive decision. Because if they're not confident in you, which means they don't trust you, they don't know who you are, they don't know what you have done in the past, and so on, it's going to be hard for them to work with you. But if they like you, okay, they trust you maybe, but they're not confident in your product. They don't see the return on investment. They don't see how it can help them. It's going to be hard for them to work with you. And they will throw objections at you. They will say like, yeah, I have to think about it. Or, yeah, send me a proposal. That's just a smokescreen, okay? That's just a smokescreen that tells you that they are not confident about any of these three things. If they're not confident in your company because they don't see your company anywhere online, no testimonials, nothing of presence, nothing about the name of your company that you are connected with, again, it's also going to be difficult. So make your presentation as clear as possible about who you are, where you come from, what you have done, what your product is, and what your company is about. That's all in your presentation, or when you're talking to people, make sure that you can explain all of those things. Once they are confident, more confident about this, it's going to be easier. They're going to have less objections, and they might go on, like they might buy what you have to sell more often. Now, the lack of confidence and the objections that you're throwing, you need to figure out what is the lack of confidence. What is it really? What's the missing piece here? Where do we find that missing piece that we can explain how to solve it? So we need to find what is missing. We need to uncover the real objection, right? And we need to make sure that we come with solutions. Now, how to uncover that real objection is you can say something like, other than your concern about price, about whatever it is that they're saying right there, is anything else worrying you about the proposal or doing business with us? You have to go away from the current objection. Maybe it's the price, maybe it's time, and you have to really dig deeper. You have to ask the question about what else is really concerning you, what else is worrying you about this proposal, so you can get that objection, the real objection, not the smokescreen objection. So you can ask the right kind of questions, so you can get as much detail as you can about that specific objection. So it can be what else is in concern, like what else is worrying you, and they say, yeah, I'm not really sure how the process works, right? What will we do together to get there? And then you can start asking questions. Okay, Mr. Prospect, what is it exactly that you don't get about the process? Like, is it about the onboarding? Is it about one specific milestone? Tell me more, like, what do you mean exactly by that, right? Ask those questions, let them talk. If they have told you exactly what they want to know, then it's time to come with a solution. Give the solution for every concern that they have. Everyone, every concern that they have, everything. So even if you have covered one objection and you've given the solution of that, then again you ask, so is there anything else that is worrying you? Is there anything else of concern to you about this proposal except for price, time, whatever, right? And if there's nothing else, then you can really talk about, okay, how can we make it work? How can we figure out a price plan, a payment plan, whatever it is, to make sure that you can start working together with us, okay? And say, like, let's give it a try. If everything is solved, if you have giving them a solution for every concern, then say, why don't we give it a try? Let's give it a try, right? Trying something doesn't cost any money, right? It's easy to try something if you have a good guarantee, like the 30-day money-back guarantee in your offer. Then giving it a try makes sense. They can try it out for 30 days. They have to pay up front, but they can try it out, and if it's not for them, they can get their money back. Of course, it's up to you to make sure that the delivery is on point, that you fulfill, like, over-deliver, so they will never think about, okay, yeah, I gave it a try and I need my money back because it's not for me. So try to avoid it. Anyway, so you've given a solution for every concern. You asked, or you said, like, let's give it a try. And then you can talk about pricing, payments plans, and so on. So then it's really becoming a question of yes or no. They don't have to doubt about anything anymore. They don't need to ask you, send me a proposal, I need to talk about it with my wife or whatever. No, they just need to make a decision, yes or no. Do we go ahead or not? And even if you've given them all the solutions and there are supposed to be no objections anymore, they will still be like, yeah, I don't know. Then you need to make sure that there's always a next step. Always, no matter what happens, there's always a next step. Don't go away from a meeting without a next step. And that can be a next appointment, a next meeting where you want to talk about it a little bit more, or where it's just an appointment to start working together, or to show more of your product, to have already the first coaching meeting for free so they can get to know you, something. Or it's an invoice. Next step, I'll send you the invoice. We're working together. That's what we want. And I'm going to send you the invoice. Or it's a downsell. If they're really, really not sure about it, they don't want to really give you anything else, but yeah, it's not the right kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. So then you can give them the downsell. You can give them, okay, well, look, tell you what if we start with just first 30 days, this is my small package offer for only that amount of price. What do you say? Let's try that out. Smaller part of your big offer. It's less expensive. It's not cheap, it's less expensive than your big package. If price is really an objection here, if they really can't afford it, then that's a good way to go. If that's still a problem, offer another downsell, like one coaching session for $99. If that's still an objection, then give them something for free, like a lead magnet, whatever it is, right? If that's an objection, if they don't even want to download the lead magnet or don't want to get into a one session with you at the minimum price of $99, I am sorry, but this person will never buy from you. And I think you shouldn't waste your time anymore on those people. You have to have them in your lead list, and you have to follow up with them maybe in 2 weeks, maybe in a month, 2 months, but don't waste your time on that, chasing them, trying to sell them something. Because if they don't make a commitment even to do something as simple as one coaching session or a free lead magnet, which is even worse, if they don't do that, how will they be committed even if they would join the program? So you don't want these people, because they won't take action. They will not take action. They will not get the results, and they will probably ask their money back and give a bad review, and so on and so on. So stay away from those people. That being said, so if you have your next appointment set, if they didn't buy anything but you have a next appointment with them, or it's a downsell, whatever it is, a follow-up, right? I just told you, like, some people are not worth the time anymore, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't follow up. You have to follow up at a later stage, but some people you have to follow up tomorrow, or you have to follow up next week. If you set a new appointment, follow up with them between this time and the next appointment. Don't wait until the next appointment to reach out to them and give them something, because you need to stay top of the mind as much as you can until the next appointment. Otherwise, they will forget you. They will not show up. And the most frustrating thing is if you set an appointment and they do not show up. That is super frustrating. So follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. That's the basics of objection handling. We will go deeper in another video, but that's it for now. See you later, Titans.